Good day. God bless you. Welcome back, guys. My name is Zach, and this is episode 67 in the self mastery series. Haven't went live for a few days, but I have been staying consistent, staying disciplined, working on my routine all the time, always trying to just improve the ease of which this transition takes place and how I can help my fellow dieters and my fellow overweight Americans and those around the world watching to how to make this change as easy as possible and as painless as possible. But in some ways, it is going to be challenging, and I'm learning how to accept that. And that consistency is the number one determining factor for me so far. So let me just quickly, I forgot to make a little video last week about wrapping up January for my push up, squats, planks, and miles. And I just quickly adding them up here. I ended up doing 2,200 push ups. And like I said, some of those were just legit military style push ups. Some were off my knees. Some were just leaning over on a table or like a hand railing. But just to get the reps in. And I did 1,500 squats, 40 minutes of planks, and I ended up with about 175 miles, and that was mostly, well, that was all walking. That is, and it's mostly just walking at work. Some miles outdoors as well on my days off, but that's probably, I bet you, like 150 miles is just an average month at work for me. So what inspired me this morning though is I'm staying consistent. I'm not weighing myself every day, but I'm being conscious of the results. Like you might let's take a negative aspect of it and say you eat a half a dozen cookies one day and you weigh yourself the next day and you lost a pound, and then you get a negative association with it had something to do with those cookies, and then 2 days later you gain 2 pounds, and then you had 2 good days and you're not associating with the cookies might be the weight loss. The weight loss or gain is it's not always immediate. Dehydration and how much money you drink or how much water you drink, if you went to the bathroom yet or not. There's so many things that can affect your weight. But in the long term and even in the midterm, like let's say you work out really hard for 2 weeks, those results might not show up for another week after that. And you eat really good for a week, and that those results might not show up for a few days after that. And I'm just learning how to stay patient and stay consistent. And if I get on the scale and it's not what I want, I just tell myself, well, it's coming. The results are coming because I did the work. So I brought it up in one of my other videos recently about the dirty keto, and just I'm trying the 2080 for a while, and I think I'm gonna try to stick with it. Although I had a big salad for lunch today, but as far as like my work days go, I'm doing more of the 16/8 um, intermittent fasting with the keto, just a lot of like beef sausages and stuff like that to get the high fat content, and the moderate protein with the very low carbs. So after 1 week of doing that, and I've added in where I noticed the reason I didn't really hit all my push-ups, squats, planks, and miles last month that I wanted to, although these are awesome numbers and I'm very happy to achieve those, is because I didn't always want to do some of it. Like, well, I got time to knock out 50 push-ups, but I don't really have time to knock out 50 squats and a 2-minute plank and walk around. So then I would just not do anything. So this month, I have a goal to just do reps of anything. And I think it's a great way to look at it because you just do what you will do, what you can do, what you will do. Like psychiatrists talk about, psychologists talk about, what can you do that you will do? Because that's the thing you need to focus on the most is, I know how to lose weight at the most dramatic pace and the most dynamic way. I know how to, but will I stick to it for 6 months and be 170 pounds at 6 months? I'm understanding that I won't, and I have to learn to adapt to what I will do. So what I will do is just knock out some reps. So I'm just looking at like 300 or 350 reps of anything in a day. So just do some push-ups, sit-ups, whatever you want to call it. Just do reps of anything. Do some jumping jacks. Just get reps in. Just whatever you like, do it. Jump rope, jumping jacks. Jumping jacks are so easy. You can knock out a set of 50 of those 6 times in a day, 7 times in a day. There's your 350 reps. Get your miles in. Whatever, just make it easy. Just level 2, never working that hard, never breathing that hard. I got up today and I did like 10 kilometers on my stationary bike. I put a long sleeve shirt on, a little warmer, and I got my heat on in my room. And just 10 kilometers took like 30 minutes or something. I didn't even pay attention. I actually went a little over because I got sidetracked, like looking at my phone and just daydreaming about the results. And so after 1 week of dirty keto, let me list some of the pros. Super cheap, compared to like carnivore that I had wanted to go on, but I just looking at the carnivore meats that I really needed to eat. It's so expensive. So the dirty keto was a little more realistic monetarily, where I could, buy a $10 pack of all beef summer sausages at Sam's Club and last the whole week. It was like super cheap. You only needed to eat like one or two or three of them for a meal, and that was it. So really easy. So like I said, 10K this morning, just easy pacing myself, staying consistent, talking to my fiance while I was on the bike, and just live life and just enjoy life. My blood sugar was 112 this morning, so I'm looking to get that's a pretty good number. If you saw my A1C video the other day, it was at 6.6, which is the highest I've recorded since I had diabetes. Um, but I'm not too bummed out about it because I think it's just like, hey, get back on track then, and let's watch what it's going to be, um, like in May 1st. A friend of mine, we're challenging each other to get our A1C as low as we possibly can by May 1st, and May just happens to be my birthday month at the end of that month, so that'll be exciting to just look at my age get a little older and my A1C get a little lower, and then my overall age actually went down. Your longevity is increasing so much. So let's get to the fun numbers, guys. After only 1 week of this dirty keto, not very difficult, very low hunger. I'm down 5 pounds. So I was pretty excited to wake up this morning and check that, and jump on the scale after a week and see. I was trying to motivate myself to be like, hey, if it's not down that much, don't worry about it. But I was down 5 pounds, so I was pretty excited. Almost, it's like right exactly 5 pounds. So that's some pretty dramatic weight loss in 1 week. So I'm pretty excited about that. So back to the pros. As far as the cost is less, very low hunger to be on the keto diet. Since you're not spiking your insulin and you're not, consuming sugar, which is more addictive than cocaine. Um, You're not. It's just a lot easier, and doing the 16/8. So I'm skipping breakfast at work on my work days, and I'm just delaying breakfast as long as I want to on my days off. So today was my first day off for this 4-day rotation of days off, and I had my first meal at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I had a salad, and it had some hard boiled eggs and just some lettuce and peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and some hard boiled eggs on top. A little salt and pepper. Delicious, filling, high fiber, a little bit of protein with those eggs. Not exactly dirty keto, but I was just getting bored of the dirty keto. It's kind of one of the negatives I was going to say. It's just you're eating a lot of nitrates and processed meat and processed food, in general. So I wanted to just get a healthy, fresh meal in me today, and that felt good. So to be down the 5 pounds though in 1 week, I was very excited and looking forward to just being consistent and keeping the meals small. I was finishing up a book on Audible again. I read it a couple times, listened to it a couple times recently. Just it's the psychology of weight loss, and there's probably a dozen books with that name on Audible. So I can't remember which one I picked, but this guy's just really focusing on, as far as what you're going to do is just eat less. That's his whole calories in, calories out, move more, eat less, and to not really count the exercise. Because I know I've failed in the past where it's like, okay, I'm going to eat 2,000 calories today. But then I went, like when I was training for my half marathons, I'd go for long runs, maybe 8, 10, 12, even 14-mile run. And I know I just burnt up like 1,000 calories or whatever, even more. And I'd say, okay, well, then I can eat that many more calories. And this Psychology of Weight Loss book is just don't even count the exercise. Just keep your calories down, keep your meals small, eat clean food. And, I know it's more complex than calories in, calories out, but I don't think it has to be. You could say, well, you could eat 10 Twinkies a day. And since that'll be less than your total energy expenditure for the day, you'll lose weight. And it's correct. But you won't be healthy. You won't be providing your body with what it needs. And your hunger will be high because of your insulin spikes. And so, conversely to that, with, dirty keto, you eat a 300 calorie or even 1,000 calories worth of some sausages. You're just full, you're just stuffed, and you do not get hungry for hours and hours and hours. And so it's pretty awesome. So got up this morning, had my tea, did my 10K on the bike. I had weighed in before that, so I should have weighed myself after that. I probably would have weighed even less, but I was happy to show the 5 pounds down, and just kind of wanted to go just make a video today, guys, and just talk about being consistent and kind of just nose to the wind, head down, just grinding at the wheel, whatever analogy you want to use to keep yourself just marching forward, moving forward, crawling forward, slithering forward in any way you can to just stay consistent, stay doing what you need to do every day, what you will do. Like I said, I know I will do a bunch of easy reps of different exercises, whether I grab some dumbbells or jump on my bike or do some easy push ups or crunches or planks or squats. I did some sit squats just while I was waiting at the time clock at work the other day, and there's a bench, and my back was able to hit the wall, and I'd stand all the way up, sit all the way down, back touch the wall. Just doing that for 2 or 3 minutes before the time clock hit the time I was going to punch out. It's just you're sitting there doing nothing anyway, so you could get 2 or 3 minutes of squats in. I mean, that's a great little pump. And when I got to my car after 2 or 3 minutes of doing sit squats with no extra weight or anything, I mean, I felt it. Like I felt a little heart rate increase and a little sweat going. And so things like that, guys, just stay consistent, stay the course. Know that it's going to take, let's just say, at least 6 months to really have great results, and really then you have to look at, well, after 6 months and I have all these great results, am I done? Am I going to quit? Is the diet over? Because if it is, then you will never succeed. You will never achieve your ultimate weight loss goals and fitness goals. And like I said, go back to the name of the channel, healthy, wealthy, and happy. Happiness is my ultimate goal, and health is a big part of that. And understanding God's freedom of wealth, um, you know, serve God first, and all these things will be given unto you and be provided for you. And more than anything in my life, I'm realizing just don't need much to be happy as far as material possessions. And I hear people at work talking about their motorcycles or their cars or their campers or their four wheelers or their snowmobiles, and like actually putting other men down for like not having what they have, and even using a term as much as you're going to lose your man card because the guy didn't have the same kind of Harley Davidson motorcycle that he had. It's like, where is your psychology if that's what you think is bringing you joy? You're miserable. I use the term that you're miserable and you don't know it. And how you do know it is when you break free from that type of bondage and type of thinking and type of materialistic worldism, and learn and understand what's God's will for you in life, and your life is, and things become a lot more clear and comfortable. And even through some diversity lately in my life, I'm just happy. I'm just smiling regularly. I'm quieter than I used to be. I don't talk to people nearly as much as I used to. And it's just because, if it's not something important to say, then I tell myself, then why even say it? If the person's not ready to hear this level of truth, then why even say it? Or, I used to maybe just butt into a conversation because I felt I had something interesting or comical to add to it. And I typically did. But what's the value of it in my own, let's think about your anxiety and depression and cortisol levels and hormones, and where's that peace of mind come from? And it's just from calm. I mean, there's so many verses throughout the Bible and various religions and stoicism and cynicism, and like the wisdom is silent, well, the fool's voice is loud. Well, there's a Bible verse, yeah, a fool's voice is known by his many words. So then what is a wise man's voice known by? His few words. So with that, guys, I think I am going to wrap it up today. I'm excited to be on this path and this journey, and I'm so excited to see people coming along with me. We hit over 13,000 subscribers here a couple weeks ago, so I'm excited about that, and see if we can hit 20,000 by the end of 2024, and just moving forward. And by that time, we'll have my wonderful wife here in America, and we'll get married, and we'll have her on the channel, and experience the joy together of our health and our wealth and our happiness, and share that with the world, and just be a part of God's plan. If I can think of God's plan as a gigantic tapestry and a beautiful picture, and I just want to be the little drop of paint that I can be on that canvas, and God use me in His will, in His way. Whatever that may be, and a study to show myself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So, guys, Jesus loves you. I love you. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.